Hello everybody, it's Jane from Chalk Mercantile and Surface Anthology, of course. Yep, I'm going to be smushing those two names together somehow, so stay tuned to that. But I wanted to show you guys, there we go. I wanted to show you guys a new kit that I made with a little nudging from my buddy Brenda. Brenda, thank you very much. She loved an Iron Orchid Paint Inlay Kit that I introduced Brenda, like 6 months ago, I think. And it's still, I actually reactivated it, and you get a board. You do your paint inlay workshop on a board. Just fix that. There we go. Fabulous. But this one, and I've got the link below. And for everybody that's on, hey Amanda, like Amanda who's on YouTube, Amanda, when I'm done with this live, I'm gonna go right over to YouTube, put in the link for the kits, all of that good stuff. Hey Sandy, same to you too. So I'm gonna, someday I'll figure out how to put the description in first, but I just can't figure it out when I go live on YouTube. But I will, when I'm done with this, I'll put all the links in there. So many of my customers are nervous about the IOD Paint Inlays. Amanda, Sandy, have you used them yet? If you have, do you love them? Like me, I love these. And that's what prompted me to make my original IOD Paint Inlay Kit. There go my dogs. With one of the Iron Orchid boards. So that's still an option. But then I decided to make this one, which you use, and I made these are the examples of the ones that I made in the workshop. All my kits have virtual workshops with lessons in them. I really take my time to walk you through it. But you make, look at how beautiful these are. Tags, these wood tags. And I had these down in my kitchen hanging from those new shelves my husband made and I painted. And I gotta tell you, they look really beautiful with the white. I have a lot of white in my kitchen, marble, my white ironstone, the shelves are white. And these just bring a really beautiful look to my kitchen, believe it or not, right? And you get a choice in the kit. You get a choice of colors, and I think I just have 5 there now. So that if you're not into, like, this is amethyst, I have ruby in there and some other really cool colors. But you get 4 of these wood tags. Here's a tag done in a kind of a dark greeny gray. I love this inlay, by the way. It's the Grisal or Grisay inlay. Oh, Amanda's saying, I've used them and they are beautiful. I do have anxiety about sealing them. Amanda, I see, and you could see, here's my little, this is what I used for the workshop, wax and a brush, and I just sealed them with wax. And they're beautiful. Like, just really, really nice. You could see, if I buff them, I do have a cloth. I'll show you what it looks like buffed. Because if you like a little sheen, like now these are very, very matte because I didn't buff them. But you can take a clean, dry, lint-free, please make it lint-free, like an old t-shirt that you've washed a million times. You don't want to embed lint into your wax. So you could just buff them. And let's see if I could get, and then you get that sheen, if you can see it, and you can really buff them with a brush, because that gets really down into it if you want to make it shiny. But yeah, there you go. You can see that sheen, and it makes a really hard finish, Amanda. So tell me what you're having anxiety about, and we'll talk about that today. But let me, while you're getting your question, because I know there's delay, I'm going to show you what's in the kit. So you get 4 bare tags. These are made in the United States. I think they're birch plywood tags. They're a nice size. I believe they're 3 by 6. They're really nice. I don't know that I would use these on actual tags, maybe for a really beautiful bottle of wine, but I put them around my house on doorknobs, stuff like that, because they just look really beautiful. You get the ribbon. I included this ribbon that I love because it has a really antique feel, so you get quite a bit of that. Of course, you get my little palette because you have to scoop out your wax onto something. You get this 1.5-inch Amy Howard brush. This is meant to be used with the wax. Hey, Sandy's asking, so waxing won't smear the paint? No, look, I'll show you. Let's get real close. Nope, not a smear to be seen. And you guys, I've used this with milk paint, chalk-based paint, clay-based paint. What else did I use them on? I've used them with sealer, a matte sealer, the Amy Howard at Home. But no, I haven't had any issue like that, you guys. Let's get this color because it's even more contrast. So I don't get any smearing. Have you guys gotten smearing with yours? Let me know. All right, back to what you're getting. So you're getting the tags, a little palette, a 1.5-inch Amy Howard at Home brush. You're gonna get a little container of really good clear wax, a Carnauba beeswax blend, really nice stuff. Get in a nice amount of paint for your fronts and backs of your tags. Of course, tongue depressors. These are ones that I've used, but I use these to kind of scoop out the wax, stuff like that. And then, of course, you're going to get a sheet of the inlay. Oh, Amanda's saying, I heard other retailers recommend... So Amanda's saying, everybody, I've heard other retailers recommend a spray mist of half sealer and half water. I've also used a spray wax and the inlay smeared. I don't have a bare one around that I haven't waxed, but this is my test one. Oh, I didn't put anything on this one. So let me show you what I do. Let me get my camera in closer. All right, there we go. All right, so here's one. This is my test. I like to test colors, and it's so beautiful. Look at how beautiful this is on a pale background, by the way. It's like you could use it for wedding decorations. They would be gorgeous. Let me see if my wax is still pliable. Yeah, I got some being really bad today. So I'm just going to take my little brush here, smear it in my wax, right? So I'm emulsifying this wax onto my brush. And I really blobbed it on. I'm going to take the ribbon off so we don't get wax on this ribbon, which I love. And all I do is I just brush it on. You see the wax going on there? I just brush it. If you can see those brush strokes so you believe me. I'm trying to catch the light. There you go. I just brush it. And there is no smearing. So did you guys distress maybe? Were you sanding? These have not been distressed. And in the workshop, it's just all about learning how to really get a good, inlay paint union, right? So you really see that. But there's no smearing. So I'm wondering, we're going to have to look into that because I have never had that happen. Knock on wood, right? I'm knocking on wood because I don't want that to happen. But I use wax. Everybody, you guys know me. I'm like big on wax. Wax is my thing. So I haven't had smearing at all. Nothing. So let me know what you're using. All right, now we're gonna get back to what's in the kit, because of course you get a sheet, a full sheet of an inlay. And the one I chose for this kit, like the other kit, is the Grisal or Grisay. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, because each page, let me show you, can be used. You can, you could cut them apart, right? These pages, because they have this all over design. And then of course I took the little squirrel and put him front and center on a tag like that. Really sweet. These would look really adorable hung on the wall, by the way. Like hung 1, 2, 3, it'd be really cute. Amanda's asking, do you think it could have smeared because I used an all-in-one paint? Possibly, but what does all-in-one mean? That it has a top coat in it? Because then I would think that would be really stable. That's so weird. Did you wait for it to completely dry? Let me see. I'm looking back here, Amanda. There's so many things that so many variations, right? So many different types of paint. I know that one inlay that I used, the rose chintz, I sanded it heavily, right? I really distressed it. And when I put the wax on, because I didn't use a tack cloth, I had little bits of the, the dust that was still left there. That got into the wax. I kind of thought it was cool. It was subtle, but it did happen. But that was from sanding. That's why I asked you if you distressed. It has primer, paint, and top coat. Wow. If it happened, if you actually had it happen like you're saying, which you did, it's gotta be because of that brand of paint with the inlay creates smear, right? And every brand of paint is different. I've used these with DIY paint, with Authentico paint, Miss Mustard Seed paint, Amy Howard at Home, which is an all-in-one chalk. Well, it's a chalk paint with a built-in top coat. That didn't smear. So I suspect, Amanda, it's the brand combo. I know you're part of the Iron Orchid Creative Tribe. I will bet you if you go in there, they'll tell you what to do. But if I get into a situation where I'm spraying half sealer and half water, I won't do it. I just won't do it. I'll just find the paint that works. And when you get like my kit, you're not going to have smearing because this is what I use. But if I got into a situation where every time I used an inlay, I have to mix sealer with water and I'm misting and setting, I just, because I can do it without all that, So I would just look at maybe a different brand of paint. The inlays are consistent, right? So I would switch. Yes, try them with the DIY paint. And that's why, Amanda, I'm so glad you're saying this. By the way, here are the sheets. The sheet that you get. You get a full sheet, so you're going to have leftovers. You can do other little things with it. That's why I created this kit, Amanda, because I know a lot of people are just really nervous. They don't want to go, what are they, $48, $50 for an inlay and be afraid to use it. So I created something, and if you go to the website, I put free shipping on both of these. So you'll get free shipping, you'll get all this, you'll get a virtual workshop with me, and of course, you guys can ask questions. There's a whole area there, and I will answer your questions while you're going through it. But that's why I created this kit. because I wanted to make it really easy and simple, which has been my experience with the paint inlays. They are by far my favorite Iron Orchid product. I just love them. I love the designs. I love how easy they are to use. And I love, they give you this like antique wallpaper look. They're just so beautiful. The new ones are gorgeous. I can't wait. The melange is fabulous, where you could test out. Amanda, which inlay do you have? If you have one where you could test it, you see me, where did I have that one? And the people in my membership know I'm like really big on testing, because especially if I'm doing a piece of furniture, I don't want to get into a situation where I'm, painting a piece and I run into huge issues like Amanda mentioned, smearing, right? That would freak me out. So it's so great to test so you can see how everything's going to react. And it's 99% of the time, right, you're going to be able to replicate your test. But you know what can really throw a wrench into things, just to complicate everything, you guys? When you're working on a piece of furniture, which is different than working on a piece of plywood, right? These are all consistent, they're raw, right? When you're working on a piece of furniture, you don't know, what kind of stains, how it was finished, the shellac. You're just not sure about that substrate. Did people smoke? Well, most of the time you could smell that, but sometimes it gets that funky kind of sticky nicotine coating, which is disgusting and can really ruin your paint. If they used pledge all the time, there's 80 million different things. That's the big unknown, which is also why I tell people, if you're not sure when you're starting a piece of furniture, test an inconspicuous area. So Amanda, I'm sorry you had that situation. I really think it's the brand of paint, because I haven't had it happen to me with my brands. I'll ask, my pals that are also using and selling inlays to see, maybe they say, oh yeah, don't use it with this brand, because they always smear. Doesn't mean that paint line is a bad paint line, but sometimes when you bring those two together, it's a smeary situation, right, Amanda? So anyway, everybody, this is the new kit. You get to choose your own color. You get to make these really beautiful tags, which are kind of little pieces of art as far as I'm concerned. And it is the perfect way to test out using an Iron Orchid paint inlay without, buying the whole pack and not knowing how to use them, because you're also going to get a whole workshop, a whole virtual workshop. Amanda's saying, I used the Christmas inlay and had difficulty. Aha. And you don't want to mess that one up, right? Because now it's discontinued. I think I have one left. Now I have the Moroccan inlay and you've been hesitant to use it. Yep. So what I would tell you, Amanda, is get some little test boards or something. Or if you're using it on a piece of furniture, cut out, a little strip of that inlay, maybe do it on the back of a leg or something with the paint that you want to use, and see what happens. Because you don't want to get into that situation, again. And you might end up, if you say, okay, it's smearing, then you can say, all right, I committed to this paint. Now I'm going to move forward, but I do know it's going to smear, and I am going to spray it, with what other furniture artists recommend, like adding water to matte sealer and all of that. Yay! If the paint I'm using isn't compatible with the inlay, it's good to know. Exactly. It's really, really good to know, Amanda, because then you'll still use that paint line, but you're not going to use it for the inlays, right? Maybe you'll use stencils or something else, or a transfer, something like that. Or, of course, a stamp, right? We love stamps. So you guys, that's it for today. And I want to I want to thank Brenda, my wonderful buddy who lets me know what's going on out there and said, Jane, I got over my paint inlay fear by using your kit. So I want to thank her for giving me a little nudge. So I brought back, Brenda, the larger kit, and I also created this one with the tags. All right, everybody, take care. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, even though it feels like Monday. I hope you're able to carve out a little creative time, right? And do something for yourself. And I always tell people, even if you can't sit down and start painting, maybe a sketchbook where you sketch out some ideas or you write out some ideas so you can, you know, I don't know, it's like a brain dump of creative ideas, right? All right, you guys, I will see you soon. Amanda, thank you so much for joining me. Sandy,